Break it on down. Let me see that booty bounce. Booty bounce.
Thank you, everyone. I'm here with Fred Willard, and he's doing some consulting on the show, and I
hope I didn't get in the way. I love the show.
Thank you.
Can I give you some constructive advice?
Yes, sir.
I hear the music, I don't see a band, so I guess it's tape. I thought you had musical guests all the time.
Well, we sometimes do.
Well, it's a handicap if you don't have a band or an orchestra, like the old Tonight Show. You know who is hot again after all these years? Tony Bennett. If you can keep him away, he'll come on and say, "Left my heart in San Francisco. Please, Tony, I'm up to hearing that." If you can get him to do something modern.
New.
Yeah, I love Enya. She is wonderful.
Enya would be a great person to
Hank
have.
Williams III, I have not heard him, but I think here he kicks butt. He does some punk stuff, some of stuff. His grandfather, you know, was Hank Williams Sr., the original.
Right, I understand.
Yeah, Cold Heart and all.
Yeah, any other notes?
Did you play a tape of my show? I'm on a show called Maybe It's Me on the WB. Friday nights. I think we have a tape. Let's watch that right now. Can we roll that tape?
That was very nice. Well, actually, since you are consulting, maybe you would want to interview me and show me how it's done a little bit.
I'm not even here. I'm just here to...
No, you are here.
Okay.
And you want to like maybe switch seats and do this?
God,
okay.
Put an anvil on my head here. All right. Zach, you have a new show. I have done a lot of shows. What of my shows, which one is your most favorite? Or, not even the show, if you just pick out a moment, like if you remember anything particular.
I thought you were great in Schindler's List.
You know, that is the offbeat sense of humor that a lot of people don't understand. Why, if we could get a George Lopez to come in and sit on the piano and punch up some jokes, do some jokes.
Right. Well, you're not really interviewing me right now.
Oh, that's right. I'm stuck for questions. Would you like a piece of my sandwich? There's one question. And secondly, what is your first choice when you go into a fast food place? What do you ask for?
I like a sandwich, a turkey sandwich like you're having.
That is a turkey, yeah, it's very good.
Maybe some tomato.
And what now? Where do you go from here?
I just, after the show,
No, I mean when this show is, God forbid, canceled. George Lopez, he said he would come in and do this show standing on his ear. He said he would do it.
Right.
Yeah. And I can't wait to see that segment of his show where, what do you say, Brad Pitt burns the Mexican? He left kind of quick here. I want to say goodbye, and he says, "Later, man."
Oh, that's what he said to you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you haven't really asked me a question
All right.
that I can answer.
Where did you come from?
I was a stand-up from North Carolina.
Let me ask you this, and I mean no insult. North Carolina?
Yeah.
All right. Of all the talented comics, how did they pick you to be on this to host this show? And I mean that in the best sense.
I understand.
You must be proud as hell.
Yeah, I understand. It was between me and Gallagher's brother.
Wait, side note on that, Gallagher's brother, you know, Gallagher is suing his brother, gave him the rights to do his own show. This is true, and now is suing his brother. Very bright man, Gallagher. He's very underrated. He is. He's an underrated comic. But now, did you have to beat anyone out for this?
No, I didn't. No, I didn't.
Huh?
No, I just
That's always easier if they just come and hand it to you.
Right, yeah. Are there any other notes that maybe you want to give me?
I'd like to see more structure on the show, and yet still have it fresh and kind of improvisational. Like they know the monologue, and then know that when a guest is going to come out, but then let people maybe be surprised by who you're going to have. And have more visible guests, ones who are bigger profile, and yet don't pander to the public taste. Get some offbeat people maybe we haven't heard of. For instance, I think I mentioned Hank Williams III. Have you thought of having him on? I don't think he would come on unless he had 5 or 6 pieces to back him up, unless you can fly him out here from Nashville. Well, Tony Bennett works with no less than 26. You got to have a 26-piece band. Don't laugh through your nose like that at me when I talk about Tony Bennett. If you can keep him away from that goddamn, I left my heart in San Francisco. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I understand.
Say, Tony, have you ever done another song? Like, who was the guy that did Blue Suede
I'd like to thank my guests, Cameron Diaz,
Carl Perkins.
Selma Blair.
Every time Carl Perkins was on the show, he would sing Blue Suede Shoes. Now, Elvis kicked butt with Blue Suede Shoes.
Yeah. Christina
but Carl
Applegate.
Perkins wrote it, and
like
yet he would never do a show without doing his damn Blue Suede Shoes.
I'd also like to thank
something called Matchbox.
George Lopez for being here.
He was wonderful.
And Fred Willard, of course. Fred Willard.
Thank you.
Mr. Willard, would you mind demonstrating the proper way to promote tomorrow's show?
There is going to be a tomorrow show, definitely, because I was upstairs and I heard... All right, keep your fingers crossed. Tomorrow night, it's a special hour of music and comedy. Question mark with the music. Is it this canned music, or did you have live people? And we call the best of late world. Now, I could do a cheap joke and say it's going to be a very short show, but I mean it. This is a wonderful show. I love it. I love it, and I hope I'm...
Thank you, Fred. Thank you very much. Well, it's the end of another long, long, long day in Hollyweird. Hollyweird.
That's funny.
Yeah, thank you. See, that wasn't bad.
La La Land.
La La Land. You know, Fred, this is the point in the show where we say goodnight to people at home. We kind of tuck them in with a little speech or a poem.
True story. When I was in New York, starting out, I was in an acting class, and a guy from 20th Century Fox came down. He was going to watch our showcase. So the next day, to make a long story short, I get a call that he wants to see me in the office of the old 20th Century Fox, which at that time was on West 57th Street, about 9th Avenue. So I'm saying, I just got to New York. What am I going to do? Am I going to leave New York and go to L.A.? Because I figure he's going to offer me a contract. I get there, and what does he say? He says, I enjoyed your work very much. Let me know when you're in something else. Now, there I am, feeling like a fool when I'm in something else. Now, true story, about a year later, I was walking down 42nd Street, and I hear someone say, Fred, how
Good night, America.
And it's the guy. He's in front of the Dixie Theater. He's hawking a burlesque show. I couldn't believe it. Here I was sweating that he was going to get me a part. Thanks for coming. Oh, tell me more about this show. Really?